Summoners, welcome on back. Going over the GPL, the Granite Premier League Season 2 underway. And we're going to be looking at two teams we have yet to look at, actually, here. One some familiar friends, and the other brand newcomers to the GPL. First, the familiar friends, Singapore Sentinels. We've had them in the States quite a bit for some of our tournaments, and they're just a great bunch of guys.
Well, they're a really cool team.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest storylines for the Singapore Sentinels is like all of the members that 3 of them actually, only 2 now, were actually from a Dota team that was one of the best in the world. So they were one of the best teams in the world, and they've switched over to LoL. So they actually added a new member that was also a Dota player until recently. I think it's IL4? ILY4?
Yeah, Lili. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of him in the past.
Yeah, no, Lili's been with the team for a while. Oh, I guess he just changed his name.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on. One of the weird things with the SGS, though, is they've always been kind of mixed up on what they want to do for their team comp, or like who's in which position. So they alternate a lot between positions. You know, Darkness at one point was, you know, their mid player. He was their AD.
Right.
He's now top. Choi, you know, has done some AD for them. He's mid now. And I actually think that this combination of them is the best one for them.
Right.
It's working out very well. I think Li4 is definitely really strong as that AD carry.
Yeah, man. Of course, you know, Tofu Boy is when he departed, there was another huge change up. But they're doing all right for themselves, and they always have fantastic creative play, which is a joy to watch, and especially every time they pick Karma. Now, looking over to the Fantastic Five, these are relatively, well, actually nearly all unknowns to us.
Is that their name? Are they the Fantastic Five?
The Saigon Fantastic Five.
I thought it was. I knew it was Saigon, but I thought it was like another, you know, district or something for the F. That's awesome. Yeah, no, they are fairly new. We'll have to see how they develop as a team.
Yeah, it's and we'll see. This is it's rough though when you're a brand new team in a league like this, and you go up against, you know, some of the best of the best. And they played last week against the Assassins. It was pretty brutal for them, but it's still a big, massive learning experience for all of them still so far. So early results, I mean, we saw week 1 was not the best for them. We'll see how they do here. We'll see also how they develop throughout the league. I mean, even then, look at the Titans as they were last season, and they're actually to a way better start now than they were Season 1. So we'll see if the Fantastic Five can bring this one home.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting game. Looking at the teams, pretty, you know, some standard comp stuff, but running that Lee Sin in the top, we've seen Lee Sin is just a really strong laner in any situation. He's, I don't know, has a really high skill cap, but if you play it right, then it can really beat anything. Like, there's just nothing that can stop Lee Sin if it's played right. So that'll be really cool to see what kind of mechanics he has. Olaf getting the quick blue, coming down for the red. Maokai, we're going to see if he's going to check it, actually, and so they are going to see each other, but Hallelujah, he has to back out of there.
Yeah, Hallelujah, he sees Egg go for his red, and even before he ever
he's going back in for it, though. He wants to steal this, so he's going to just fight him for it.
Egg, he doesn't have a whole lot to his arsenal to try and deflect this. He needs help from his other lanes. He needs someone to actually come by, but Choi is actually pushing down mid too much. Tune needs to stay behind.
They just go back and forth. Maokai's still trying to defend it, but now Nunu's coming up, so he's going to have to get out of there, but he is going to keep himself safe, so he can still throw an Undertow Vision and then try and smite steal it.
So basically what Hallelujah has done is that this is a red buff delayed. He's killing time now while the rest of the lanes do their job. He wants to keep Maokai out of the game for as much as possible. Doesn't matter.
Maokai coming mid, though, for Katarina. Might be able to get in range.
Doesn't matter if Maokai is a header behind. It's a matter of what they do in the lanes. Choi caught out by a Twisted Advance, but that's a Shunpo getting away from that one. Oriana Orb keeping Egg safe, and Choi will be fine for now.
Yeah, and you know Olaf, Hallelujah, he wanted to get that red steal. Now Maokai coming in for the red steal himself. The smite is down. Olaf was able to grab it, so he's waiting for Egg. Egg throwing off a sapling will know that he's safe. You know, he did throw himself a little bit behind going for that steal, but it's going to be fine. Olaf is just such a fast jungler. It's not going to be a concern. Maokai checking up top now. I think just seeing if Olaf's ganking on Lee Sin, not really that concerned there. They're not going to go for a gank on Shen underneath the turret there, but they can get the Golem steal, so that's going to help him out a little bit. as Hallelujah makes his way into the mid.
Pops the ghost. Hugh was looking very tasty. The axe missing, forcing the flash over the wall. The second axe will hit. Hallelujah still continuing in on this. Undertow again.
They get a flash from Tarek.
They don't care if they're underneath tower. They don't care if they're tanking. The reward is worth way too much. First blood for Charlie with the ignite still ticking. Will get out of there with under 100 health.
Wow, they went really hard for that Orianna kill. I thought that Tarek was going to have to flash for it, but they knew exactly how much damage they had. They have to watch out. Now Egg has a lot of damage. Charlie's in a really bad spot. If Egg comes in for this, he could die instantly.
This could be very bad. You see Egg's waiting for his time if he can get the approach that he wants, but no. Shunpo once again being used defensively.
I think the concern is the quick Shunpo could get Cat out of there, or, maybe get Maokai in a dangerous situation. He didn't want to risk it. I still think he could have gotten that kill, but the safe place, that makes sense.
Right.
And we'll continue to see what's going on from these guys. All the champions in this game are pretty standard, just generally strong champions, but I don't know, there's kind of different strategies between the two of them. There's a much more single target pick-off oriented team for the Saigon 5. They're looking for just Maokai or Lee Sin or something to grab someone, they insta-kill them, and that's it. Like, they're not looking for those long fights for the most part. I mean, later on, they will be very strong at that with Orianna, but early on, just one pick-off. Whereas you look at SGS, and they're looking for long, protracted fights with their uber tanks in Olaf and Shen to open up opportunities for Ezreal and Katarina to get, triple kills and whatnot later on. So that's going to be kind of cool to see.
And it looks like Hallelujah may also be going the route. He wants to spend a lot of time in the lanes. He see that he's actually working towards the Philo Stone to try and counteract some of the lost
Olaf
income.
Coming up top, though, he could get behind Lee Sin, and there's no ward for Lee Sin, so it's going to be pretty difficult for him to get out of there.
Navy throws down the Q, but he is trapped in a very tight spot. Q's over, flashing behind SGS, and manages to shield over to the minions. Very well done.
Well, and the nice thing about it is he knew that he could bide his time, wait until the minions are coming up before he flashes, so when he does flash, he just almost immediately gets that shield over. Maokai's still coming up. Olaf wants a second gank, but Maokai's going to be there to counter it.
Good presence from Egg to stay here in the top lane, knowing that the Olaf is still around. Quick Q onto Darkness, and it's still a standoff here in top lane, and Egg, he knows he needs to stick around, and he needs to be a step ahead of Hallelujah if he wants to prevent any disastrous fights from happening in these lanes.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. A lot of pressure being put on this top lane. Ward coverage going to be spotting out Maokai. So Hallelujah knows to go in on it. He's actually going to try and force this. Egg's in a dangerous spot, but he does have his flash.
Egg pinched out. More axes, forcing out the flash. But he runs into the forest. He's like, hey, you're some familiar friends. Where should I be going? No, I can't walk through. You have to go around. But Egg will be fine. For now, no reckless deaths just yet, and actually, a lot of time that's being killed here by Hallelujah. This is a slight gold,
but they're setting up for the blue steal. So I mean, he knows that he's a faster jungler than Maokai. He has a level advantage, and now they're in a great opportunity to take this. But they have to watch out. The burst is really high for SF5.
Shaw coming around also does have the proper vision. Is level 6, could go in for the ultimate. Orianna Shockwave keeping everyone still, but Egg goes down in the Maelstrom Navy. A sliver of life away. Nice axe over the wall, and Hallelujah still lives somehow. Shen ult to keep Choi safe. Tiu Kwai is caught right underneath his own tower. This is a familiar sight for him. Shield keeps Shen safe, and again, another death to Orianna underneath her own tower.
Well, you can't make mistakes early on against Katarina. She's a champion that if you make any early mistakes is just going to take over the game. Only getting one of the kills there, but they weren't able to get a full ultimate combo off from Orianna, and their SGS was able to burst one of them down with Katarina. So that gives them a cooldown refresh, allows them to just kind of continue that fight there and put Choi in a really good situation to take control of this game. And look at all of the HP on their team. Giant spells all over the place. Shen going for that quick Sunfires, and that's the concern. There's single target burst damage for SF5, but once the Warmogs and Sunfires come out, it's going to be difficult to see if they have enough damage to insta-kill Shen or Olaf. I think it's going to be very tough, and the fact that they won't be able to insta-kill them could set up those really nice combos for Katarina, for Ezreal. So we'll have to see what's going to happen there, but I don't know, a lot of it's going to come down to, what plays can SF5 make right now, because they're down 2K. They need to make some plays happen. They can turn it into a passive game if they try, but the concern is that Olaf is just going to be running rampant right now, so they need to really try and pick people off with good ward coverage.
Oh, and Hallelujah sees the ward die on the ramp, so the Fantastic Five know they're being
wants
invaded.
That red. He knows it's spawning about now, so
he's already got it.
Yeah, he does know that he's going to be safe. Yep. Ward is down.
Egg already got his red buff. He knows, hey, shame on you. I know you want this. Can't have it. Not right now. But Hallelujah is still... He's just making laps. He's just making laps around the red buff. There's got to be somebody around here somewhere. And alas, he will find him. And Egg is severely weaker in comparison to Olaf right now. No giant spell on him at all. And one quick axe. 1v1.
Well, Maokai's thought right now is, come on, I saw you enter my jungle like 30 seconds a minute ago. Why are you still here? There was nothing in there for you. But,
of course there is a red buff. It just happens to be walking around.
Yeah, so he's able to pick it up. I mean, it's the depository. He's like, hey, I left this with you a second ago. I'm here to cash out.
Yeah.
And, they're going to be able to grab a dragon because of that. Lee Sin actually going and stealing the red on their side. So he's going to be in a good situation up in that top lane. He has the blue as well from earlier, but we'll kind of see. It's going to be tough, though. Shen is just so tanky, but they're going for it. It's Orianna and Lee Sin going for it. Hallelujah taunting him. They can't even see him. We see him. But SF5 could maybe pick up a kill here on Shen.
It could happen. Getting into position. Orb zoning out darkness, but one taunt will get him out of here. Hallelujah, he's
still going for it. He goes underneath the tower.
He's going. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so Olaf right now is being a jerk. He's just camping out Egg's jungle. He knows he has to come back eventually. He knows he can out-damage him. And Egg, he can't leave. He can't even enter his own jungle. There's no farming options for him right now.
Olaf is easily going to snowball right now, and that's really scary. Olaf gets so tanky so quickly, can just end the game. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that Navy didn't actually just immediately kick Darkness, but he did try and go underneath the when Orianna was up there for that kill. They need to be able to make plays, but like I said, they just don't have the damage to do it right now.
Yeah.
So those long fights are going to benefit SGS, and this game, it's really close to being over. Hallelujah is going to be so incredibly difficult for them to deal with.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to make a difference in any of these lanes. It's really difficult to gank all of these lanes. Shen, Taunt, Katarina Shunpo, Ezreal Shift, all of the main guys here in each of these lanes all have a great escape options too, which makes it increasingly difficult for Orianna to get off that combo. It makes it a risk for Maokai to really go for a twisted advance on anyone because he's going to be out of position no matter which lane he goes for. This is bad.
Kind of pick off Nunu here. They know he went to drop a ward, but not actually going for him. Yeah, it is really bad. Ward coverage is going to help them, though. And, you know, like we had mentioned in the previous game, with the changes to oracles and some of the ward items, it's really easy to keep ward coverage right now. Like, it's a very safe game if you want to make it. So they want to be safe right now, turn it into a passive laning phase, and then maybe just, you know, roam with someone and try and pick up some kills. But we'll see. You see Olaf just... You know, how, I don't know, confident he is. He's just running around the jungle, seeing what he can take, just making sure that he's constantly in control of Maokai's jungle.
You know, give him like a Kha'Zix mask or something, because he's the predator right now.
And he knows the blue's about to spawn, so he's waiting for it. There it goes. He wants it. He's going to get it. There's no one to stop him. Yeah. They know they can't stop him. He's just too strong right now. And he went for mobility boots, too, which is interesting. So already tanky. You know, he doesn't need to go with any defensive boots, but the mobility boots in particular allow him to be very aggressive with counter jungling because he can just run from one side of the map all the way to the other.
Orianna, T-Quai getting caught out by the Warden. Look at that. Look at those jukes. Hallelujah knows exactly where to go. Choi with a Shunpo over to the Ward. Axe through the jungle. And a twisted advance does not happen.
Here too. They're trying to fight. This is 3v2.
Navy catches up with Hallelujah. Pop the ult on Olaf. Get him away from here. That is a quick kill for Choi in the mid. Once again, underneath the own tower of Orianna. Egg tries to flash away. Ignite still ticking, but one more undertow seals the deal. Choi, Shunpo over to Navy. Olaf doesn't care. The axe does not land, but that is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal for Fantastic Five right now. 2 free kills, again, underneath their own towers, inside their own jungle.
Well, and this has to be it, because Saigon 5, they were trying to force a kill. That's what they need to do. They need to make plays, and they just didn't have the damage to do it. Olaf is going to force it bot.
Oh no, this is bad. Hallelujah. 1 axe right onto the face of Violet can end it here. Lieli trying to get away. Do not ruin this. You're working right now on a flawless victory here so far. Stun on Asi, back into Tri-Brush. Hallelujah, still no signs of stopping. Axe. Violet dashes out of the way, but here comes Ezreal once again.
Really great arcane shift there. They were really low on mana, but he knew he just had the angle on the Mystic shot, so he was able to pick up that kill. 10 to nothing for SGS right now. Just dominant performance in this game, and it's really tough to say what we learned from the Saigon Fantastic Five from this game.
Yeah.
It's 5K, or it's only a 5K gold advantage right now. So I mean, there is the potential for a comeback, but it's really looking grim.
Yeah.
And the game was just at such a disadvantage very early on, in large part because of the efforts that Hallelujah put in the jungle, and he was just looking for advantages right from the very beginning. And just because it was snowballed so quickly, it's hard to say what the Five are capable of.
Yeah. One thing I can say with confidence is that just from that initial invade from Olaf, that the team communication from Fantastic Five is severely lacking.
Right.
It took forever.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't close on him.
Yeah, it took forever just for Nunu and Graves to actually come back up and help, and by the time they did come, it was way too late. Orianna was actually being shoved to to tower, so at the very least he had an excuse. But still, though,
coming up top, though, trying to see if she can check out Lee Sin a little bit. Charlie's really strong. The shield gets him out of there, but they're going to be able to push this tower. It's turning into a 3v3 up top, but that's not a 3v3 that the SF5 can win.
That's ill. If you factor in the gold, that's effectively like
Olaf split off, so they could actually maybe force this.
No, he's going the long way.
Lee Sin jumped in, he queued in, he has the potential.
Olaf going the long way around, wants to ensure that the Fantastic Five do not leave. Here he comes through. Ward to Triber spots about. There's the Maokai ult to minimize the damage. Fantastic Five, they do know they're on the defensive, but they do have the power position right here. They still have the assistance from the tower, and the Maokai ult also does a lot in team fights. But he is at half mana. He cannot keep it up forever. Still dancing with the Sentinels. They do not know that Tri-Brush is warded just yet, but there is a ward just in case to tank the turret. The turret shots effectively going to the ward just for a short second.
Oh, and Olaf barely lived there.
Wow.
Just a sliver of health remaining. He knew he was tanky enough to die for that. They're going down bot as well, trying to force a fight down here. They're very low right now.
Wow.
Ezreal can't quite finish him, but there's the top turret. They're going to lose the bot as well because of that one fight down there. And very quickly, this game is just pulling away from SF5. It's again, just no chance when you're down this much to mount any sort of a comeback.
That ward. This ward right here was like that was the starting marker. That was the starting flag for SGS. Violet being chunked out huge as the tier 1 in bot goes down. 2 more quick kills for the Sentinels.
Yeah, you can't fight that. When the turret's going down and you're that low against a fed lane, you can't do it.
Yeah, but I gotta go back. That ward, so that was right there. It's like, okay, we have no minions, but we want to engage, throw down the ward, at least get aggro for that 1 second that we need, and then it was over.
Wards don't get turret aggro, actually.
I do want to
take any hits. Wards don't take turret aggro. They were just using it for vision as they ran in.
Yeah. That's what I kind of want. I'm curious. Like, I want to go back. I want to see.
I think they were just using it for visions, for Hallelujah to know, where they are and run in. Katarina might have used it as well to Shumpo or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. There's a Shunpo there too.
He just used it for vision.
Ah, okay. He walked in. There we go. That was a curiosity I had to have solved. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Turrets don't actually get it. Charlie going in, though. God, look at the damage there.
Wow.
Tikwe going down really quickly. I know I butchered that. But, yeah, so just a lot of damage. That's the concern. Once you give up any kills early on to Katarina, it's over. And when they had such a tanky team to go with it, they're just still diving.
Hallelujah just he pops the ghost just to run around in circles. Shen ult down onto Choi, keeping him safe. They can re-engage this if they want to. Maokai ult he has to throw it down every single one of these fights, and it's slowly draining his mana pool. As slim as it already is, taunts once again. Choi kicked behind. Finally, a kill shut down. Lee Sin from a distance, following up the second part of the queue onto the Katarina. Choi going down. Flawless victory. Now gone.
Lee Sin's trying to get out of there, though. There's the taunt,
Navy
the stun
taunted.
as well. He's in a bad spot. There's no way he's going to escape.
Nope.
Arcane Shift, one more attack. They pick him up. 18-1, but Lee Sin was successful. He got the one kill for his team. Olaf still zoning the rest of the team, though. He's hanging out, just waiting for them to come behind that turret so he can chase them down. But I don't know, it's just not enough for the team. And again, falling behind so quickly, they just never had the damage to make the plays they wanted to.
Yep, tier 2 in mid now going down. SGS with a commanding 10K lead before the surrender mark is even approached yet. There's still a minute to go until you hit the 20-minute. Darkness returning back up top lane, wants to get his push on there. And not to mention SGS has practically owned the Fantastic Five's jungle since nearly moment one from that earlier invade onto the red. And it continues here. Lili grabbing up the small golems, and there's no concern here for Kyling and Lili. This is nothing. They can farm freely because they have so much ward coverage, everything covered.
Oh, but they might engage mid. Hallelujah. Going to try and chase him down. Did hit the undertow on Orianna. He's just kind of teasing him around the outside. Just, you know, stroking him a little bit with that undertow. And we'll see if they actually go in on this. They do have enough kiting potential. They're going to be okay here. But Shen splitting up top while Ezreal's down bot. Not quite able to, you know, do anything here.
There's Twisted Advance into the middle. Choi does make it out with a quick Shunpo. Also still has the ultimate up and available. Ezreal two-shot barrage right down the
Shen's
middle.
ult down.
Shen's ult now. Shen ult's down. Can't use it quite yet, but he's off over onto the side. He can actually get an engage from behind. Navy caught away from the rest of the team. Stray dog put down. Egg Twisted Advance in desperation, followed up by the Nunu ultimate double kill for the Katarina. 2 members left of the 5. Darkness, 1 Vorpal Blade, more damage, a chase on to the blood-boiled Nunu. Will they continue to pursue? No, because that's a tier 3 in mid they can grab up if they want.
Oh, Violet's going to be able to pick up this kill, though. Choi barely getting the ward off to get out of there.
Taunt keeping the Graves behind. Violet in a desperate run to escape the opposite
Nunu's
way.
Going to go down. One more attack.
Away from his base. Lili picking up the Nunu, and this will be it. It will not be an ace because Navy has actually come on back.
Violet's actually cutting very effectively, but he's going to go down in a second.
He's doing no damage to Darkness. Look how tanky
once
he
that
is.
taunt is up, Darkness has him easily.
Sunfire Cape and Giant's Belt. The AD is completely ineffective here. Laughing, essentially, in his face. 2 quick shots, and he goes down.
Yeah, so a couple of, you know, pickoffs for SF5, but really inconsequential at this point, and only because SGS was allowing the fight to be started as a 3v5. So, you know, way out of their favor when they knew Shen's ult was down, and they just, they weren't able to force the kills quickly enough that they needed to, and that just goes to how far behind they are. You know, they just don't have the damage once again. But SGS, we'll see if they push in. I'd be a little bit surprised for them to go for this Baron, but you know, they're tanky enough they could do it. It's just that it opens up a potential opportunity for SF5. But really, with the gold at such a large discrepancy between these two teams, there's not really that big of a concern for them to lose a fight here. Pretty much not. Even particularly since they have vision and they know they're all split.
All SGS needs to do, if they're being contested on this, Harlia just needs to stand out in front of the base and start right out front of the pit and just start dancing. That's really all he needs to do, because he knows it's like dance of death. You can't enter here. You know what I'm going to do to you if you even try. And
show me your moves.
He's showing them. He's definitely showing him here. And Darkness off onto the side. Navy got curious, has no choice, has to kick Shen backwards.
Yeah, and having the Lee Sin ult down really just hurts them again, because the Lee Sin ult does so much damage, and they're missing out on it. So they could just walk up and tank these turrets right now. Like, there's really nothing stopping SGS from taking this base. More coverage, Harlia out in front. Quick Ice Blast to the face and a turret shot. SF5 does have good wave clear, so they do. SGS probably needs to tank it with this cannon minion in order to just drop this, or force a fight under the turret. Right, Darkness is happy with a taunt onto 2, while Harlia is 1v3ing in the back. The rest of the team, Egg out way too front, Navy separated away from the rest of the team. Maokai ult still down out by the tower, forgot to take it off, and now Egg is out of mana. 2 members
down for the Fantastic Five, and Aussie away from the rest of the team, trying to keep people under turret, but it's not going to be enough. Kai Ling can actually tank it just on his own, and that is a tier 3 in mid down. That will be an inhibitor down. This could be it right here.
Oh, this is definitely it. They have enough cooldowns or death timers there. They're going to grab the inhibitor. Maokai's going to be there to defend, but Darkness just tanking it, not allowing those minions to die. They're going to drop these turrets fairly quickly. A couple of members for SF5 are going to respawn, but Egg going down already. Lee Sin's going to be up, and so is Orianna, but it's not going to be enough. They don't have the damage to stop them here. They could go in for it, but they're just going to prove themselves dead, I guess.
They woke up dead. They respawned dead is what happened. And Kai Ling with a quick stun too, picking up the Lee Sin. Double kill for the Shen, also in Violet, in a desperate attempt to get back to the fountain. The laser, look, the laser onto Darkness didn't even really do too much, and he has way too much resistance, too much health and armor. Violet is ineffective at this point, and that is the Nexus going down. Real quick work the Sentinels have made of the Fantastic Five here today. And so F5, they are the new kids on the block. We mentioned a few things that hopefully we'll see improvements on. The team communication at that first invade, that could have been improved upon immensely. And also we mentioned too about all the lanes. Every lane had a fantastic escape option. Looking back over onto the picks and bans, Maokai was actually a last pick for F5.
Well, Maokai's a really strong champion.
Right.
You know, he's tanky. He has that single target lockdown they were looking for.
Yeah.
They want to engage with Maokai into Orianna, so there is potential there. They just really fell behind early to the Olaf, and Maokai's not the fastest jungler versus that Olaf. But the big concern was just how tanky Olaf can get early on, because he has such high base damage that you can just itemize straight into defense and straight into that health. And there wasn't much of a story for that game.
Right.
It's hard to talk about what SF5 did really, because it was just over so quickly. They didn't find themselves opportunities to come back, or those effective comeback mechanics. But Olaf just had control. It was pretty dominant.
And Hallelujah just he was pitching up tents in the enemy jungle. We saw him dancing.
Is that what he was doing?
He was on a camping trip.
Oh, okay.
He was in the woods trying to find himself, and a few red buffs too while I was at it.
He kind of woke up in the morning, and there was the wood there of the jungle.
Communicating with he was communicating with the trees and tearing them down repeatedly.
But we'll see what's going on. Thanks, guys, for watching this GPL recap. We're just looking through some of the games, recasting them for you guys if you haven't checked them out. Otherwise, check out gpl.garena.com. They have all their games there. We're going to continue in a moment. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, what's the game that we have looking forward for us?
SGS is actually coming on back. So SGS going up against the Bangkok Titans. That is coming up here. So do please stay tuned. We'll be back in just a little bit.